Hello, baby gangsters, this is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Honkai Star Rail, and of course, Adventurine, still here with us, still here on the Kafka team. Man, Amphoreus is just so pretty. It's so pretty. Like, I know, like, we say this, like, every episode. I know we get a look at Amphoreus and we go, this is so pretty, but I think that, like, it's one of those things that happens with any game for me, is that I will, like, not boot up the game for, like, a few days or something, and then I'll boot it back up again. And then my eyes, like, see this beautiful vision of a city once again, and all of a sudden I'm, like, back into being like, this is incredible. But I think that's, like, happens a lot with, like, with Honkai. I feel like, you know, if I went back to Zanzhou right now, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, this place is incredible. This place looks amazing. If I go to Pentagonia, I'm gonna be like, this place is incredible. This place is amazing. Because these places, believe it or not, these locations, these gorgeous locations, are incredible and amazing. Believe it or not. It's just, it's, I know it might surprise you. I know it might surprise you to find out that these places are gorgeous, but they are really, really freaking gorgeous. But, you guys know that. You guys know that. To me, like, it's one of those things with, like, that's, like, the bare minimum expectations for me when it comes to, Hoyo games that I play, like Genshin or Honkai. And now, like, when I'm even thinking about Zelda Zone Zero down the line, I always just go like, I know these games are gonna look pretty. You know what I mean? It's like, even if like let's say like there's something else that's not quite right about the games, right? I know like those games are gonna look really, really pretty, like at the base level.
It's right there.
This is the golden short spear mentioned in the Thief's Letter. I cannot wait to like follow a Phantom Thief's Letter. It's gonna be so fun.
We must pursue her.
We must pursue her. I'm so freaking excited to see another new character. If that's what's gonna happen this episode. But I imagine it will be this episode, right?
This is a trick she left for us.
A trick? Clearly, Kitty Phantom Thief wants to play a game with you. 2 short spears appear, 1 correct, 1 wrong. Let me check out the hint on the scroll. 2 golden short spears. Only the golden short spear engraved with the truth can lead you to the Kitty Phantom. So we have to pick the right one. Inspect the left golden short spear. The left spear engraved with words, don't be fooled by the right spear engraved with lies. And the right spear says, the right spear is engraved with the words, trust me, Grey Mystery, both spears are engraved with the truth. So if both spears are engraved with the truth, that's impossible, right? Unless... Wait, no. Maybe I'm overthinking this. If they're saying that both spears are engraved with the truth, but the left spear is saying that's lies, that means they're validating in some way that the left spear is saying that's lies, so the left spear is the correct one? Right? Right? The left spear.
She's incorrigible. Follow me.
Is that correct? Did I get that correct? Hopefully. I don't know, man. Like, those type of puzzles are always, like, really, really interesting to me, because, like...
This is the right one.
Okay. Because they can also... They can sometimes be in a situation where, like, you either overthink it or underthink it. Like, there's no, like, in between when it comes to these type of, like... The right person says that, you know, the bacon was... the evil bacon. The left person says the bacon was a good bacon. You know, like that type of like whodunit mystery thing, like detective thing. You either overthink it or underthink it. I find there's never an in between for me. Wait, what? Cipher? Question mark? Did we get it wrong? If this woman is truly her, appears to be quite content. Her gaze filled with 3 parts sincerity, 3 parts approval, 3 parts triumph, and 3 parts haha, great mystery. You've lost. Take this seriously. What did you just call me? Hi, Cipher. It's definitely not Cipher. She seems to be saying hello. Seeing you treat Dromas with such seriousness, all 12 parts of her complex emotions immediately transform into one of admiration.
Lady Cipher, please come on out.
Okay, so we have got it right. Okay.
You're still careless as ever. Shouldn't you keep such a precious gift near your bosom?
The voice.
Since you know it's a gift for someone else, please give it back to me. Stop hiding among the people and letting the wind carry your voice.
Castor's like, you know, laying down the law here, honestly.
Now, since I know it's a gift. That just means I need to milk its worth. The children of the wind never stay for long in one place. Unless your offer is tempting enough to steal the wind. What say you?
Let's say us.
Name your price. I'll give you however much you want.
Yeah, because it's a very sentimental thing, right? If you don't want the money, I'll gladly take it off your hands.
What's wrong?
Didn't Casters say before that, like... Well, wasn't it Casters who needed us our help haggling? Oh my god, the laugh?
Call you Princess Homebody.
Super villain laugh. How did... sorry, how did she say this?
No wonder they call you Princess Homebody.
I think my audio is a bit low, guys. Sorry, usually I'd hear it. That's why I was kind of like, you know, pausing in between there. Yeah, I think I put my audio a little bit low. That's my bad.
Why don't you two come over to my place? It'll make a better venue for proper business discussions. You can find where I live through the winds I've sown. Right.
Oh my god, she's so like, she has just such like a playful, cunning voice, right? She's enjoying this.
Piece of cake. I can do that even if I can only sense your soul.
All right, I'll see you there. By the way,
Like it's like her default is like, let's be playful, let's have some fun, you know?
everyone cool with me collecting a deposit before we reach an agreement, right?
The little laugh.
Come this way.
Like, it's tiny things like that that make Honkai... Oh, the Dew of Divine Blood in the backpack has been stolen?
Where did my dew of divine blood go?
That's a big steal. That's like... Is that not like stealing a gift from Aglia? Is that not like huge?
She's incorrigible. Follow me.
I kind of think she's hilarious, if I'm being honest. Just being completely honest here. I like the kind of like, she's like a harmless, like, Batman villain or something. You know what I mean? Like, she's kind of like, no, I'm not saying she's harmless because I don't know her, but I'm imagining like if we're looking for, you know, her right now and she's like, you know, not trying to kill us. Like, I imagine it's more harmless in some ways. But, it's clear that her default is like, let's play around, let's have some fun here. And it's just for her entertainment in a way too. Like, she's enjoying seeing us a bit flustered, you know? Letter from Finon's Phantom Thief Cipher. Continued. Dear Princess Homebody and Grey Mystery, what nicknames? You probably guessed already, I had no intention of showing up at the Beast Workshop. This means, of course, I had no plans to return the gift either. This was just a warm-up for a little game of cat and mouse, but surely you've realized that the kitty Phantom Thief never cared about stealing a mere trinket, right? No, what I'm really after is your hearts. Just kidding. Just again, like they're just even joking within the letter. I have no interest in your hearts. If Princess Homebody can track my path, then I'll by all means try. I'll be waiting at the end. And rest assured we'll meet face to face this time. P.S. Grey Mystery, where did you get that Dew of Divine Blood? Don't tell me it's a gift for the seamstress. I'll taste it for you. Sincerely, Kitty Phantom Thief. So yeah, she knows it's a gift from Aglia. Doesn't care. Does not care. I wonder if there's an element of from Cipher as well that... Because I feel like what we have here when it comes to like a lot of the Chrysosairs, because she is a Chrysosaur, right? And she's a very important Chrysosaur. I wonder if like she has full knowledge and understanding of that, like she is like important. You know what I mean? I wonder if she has full not like you know what I mean? It's like one of those things where she knows that like Aglia would love to like have her probably on her side in some way, because she is probably, you know, like she's, you know, clearly that she's been talked about in the past as someone that like could be useful in this situation. And I wonder if because of that, sorry, I don't know why I did that. I wonder if because of that, like, you know, she gets a little bit of a kick out of that too. Because right now it just seems like she gets a kick out of like, you know, Casterus and us, the Grey Mystery and, you know, Homebody basically going around and trying to find her. Because again, she even said it's not about the stealing of the item, and I wonder if that's the case. I wonder if it is like in some cases when it comes to us. Like she seems like she's very good at stealing stuff. She's a Phantom Thief. But wonder if like in this case it's literally just for like her own ulterior motive or to get us like, you know, riled up a little bit. We'll see. We'll see what it's about for sure. What is a chest here? That's nice. By the way, you might have noticed that the drift is gone. I did purchase a new controller. I held it off for as long as possible, but I was playing Resident Evil 9 and it became so noticeable. The thing is, like, some people might say, and I think it's true, paying €80 every once in a while when your job is literally playing video games on the internet is not that bad, 110%. But I'm still of that mind where I'm like, man, my PS2 controllers and PS3 controllers still work.
Here we
You know what I
are.
mean? My Switch Pro controller I got 5 years ago still works. You know what I mean? My Wii Classic controller I got years and years ago, like almost 20 years ago, works. It's like, it's still frustrating. Even though it's like one of those things like, yeah, I can afford to buy a new controller, but that's not the point. It's like I have to buy a new PS5 controller every single year. Like, is that what's happening? And people might be like, well, Calvin, doesn't happen to me. But I guess like someone pointed out the difference is because like people do their jobs, then they go home and play games. I play games on the PlayStation for my job, and then I play games in the evening when in my spare time. So like, yeah, I'm probably like wearing it out a lot in some ways. That sounds like I'm like a pro gamer, not in you know what I mean.
Over here! Over here! No, not that way! This way!
You see what I mean? Everything's playful.
Come on. If I really wanted to hide, you
Oh my
would
God.
never find me.
She's right here. I love that Stella always goes into like defensive mode.
So relax.
Oh
you
my
two.
God.
No need to get your hackles up. I'm not that scary, am I? Meow.
With the meow. With the meow. What kind of quirk? At last, the character that meows. I think Stella represents some part of the audience. At least. I think she's like a big representation of some part of the audience. Can I say as well, like, it is a great design though. It is a great design. The whole like kind of like honestly, it's like it's very like Catwoman, right? It's very Catwoman, but in their own style. Like it's like very like cat burglar, like literally taking the idea of a cat burglar and making it their own kind of like spin on things as well. Alas, the character that meows appears.
No way. Some people might have been into that a millennium ago, but it's long since gone out of style.
Yeah, no, it's never gonna go out of style. It's never gonna go out of style. But she has like cat teeth, like the sharp teeth.
Loosen up, buddy. Shall we get down to business?
See, even now she's like being like this kind of like she's like a walking elbow nudge. You know, like that friend who's constantly like, come on, loosen up. She's like a walking elbow nudge.
Give me the jewelry piece first, or everything's off the table.
Really sick design, honestly. Really, because like it is like legit like a cat burglar, but like literally, you know, and might do with divine blood.
Oh, come now. Don't be so upset. Relax. Relax.
I told you, she's okay. That last relax was very serious, but she's like you know, nudging us with the elbow, you know.
Look, isn't the view here just great? You can see what everyone is doing and where they're going, and they won't even know you're here.
Yeah.
Now that we've broken the ice, let's get to the point. Everything I've said so far has been a joke. I'm inviting you two here for 3 things.
Can I just say as well, but before you go on, Cipher, the bronze, like adding elements of like the bronze armor that other people have in Amphoreus as well to like her leg plates, and like they're almost like leg warmers but in bronze, and then having like the kind of gray hair match the gray ear hair is so like it's such a simple thing, but it's such an inspired idea. Then it matches also like her under like outfit as well under the katsu, you know what I mean? It's legitimately like such a it's tiny things that like make a design work, right? You know what I mean? For sure.
1. The seamstress found me and wants me to take you to Styxia to look for the death titan. 2. The Council of Elders also found me and wants me to make sure the core flame of Thanatos ends up in their hands.
Council of Elders making moves. Look at you having your fingers in both pies. You're that famous, seamstress? I think she's talking about Aglia, right?
And last but not least, I'm telling you that I'm not interested in doing either of those things.
It's so interesting. The voice actor's so good for her already, but I love the idea of just like this character, like they're mysterious in a way that's actually like very fun and interesting, where it's like it's not mysterious in like the same way that like say an aventurine is mysterious. It's mysterious in a way of just like, you know, when you're around someone, you're laughing with them, you're like ha ha ha, and then they say something like that sounds a bit more serious, and you go, oh, and you laugh 2 seconds later again because they start joking again. You're like, you can never get a full read on the idea of who they are. And right now with Cipher, what's happening is she's doing this thing where she's like, I think this and I think that, but I don't think this, but I do think this. And you're like, okay, like, hopefully I'll get a read on you eventually.
Don't go look for the Death Titan. The end.
You see what I mean? That voice acting's so perfect. Don't go looking for the Death Titan. The end. You know, there's playfulness, but she's also trying to get across a message here. So for some reason, she doesn't want us to go after the Death Titan, which again, like, you know, going after the Death Titan is...
Wow.
Oh, what's some art?
This is some high quality stuff.
Going after the Death Titan is scary. Yeah, there's some art here. You can sell, oh, they have, oh, not auto.
All of it. How much are these worth, Did you get all this through that Aranova gimmick?
Aranova. But yeah, you can tell how excited she is just to see some jewelry. It matches the color of her eyes. But then also look at this too. She has like a little, like a lip goes down a little bit over her bottom lip. Like it's a really cute design, I think.
Some of it is family fortune, while the rest came from my business as a dressmaster. Don't liken the flame chase work to your shady deeds.
I love though that there's people from the outside who poke at the flame chase journey though, because again, it makes the whole world feel more real to me. The fact that Anaxagoras disagrees with the flame chase journey and has been like poking at it and insulting it for years, and you also have like someone like Cipher here, even though like, you know, I don't think it's the same thing as Anaxagoras whatsoever, being like, oh, you making money off this flame chase thing? You know, she's not taking it as like seriously, you know?
Wow. I should have busted down your door instead of going around like a thief. Well, spill. Why are you giving me so much money?
Like, I genuinely think it's already great character writing.
For doing work. You're worth this much.
Wow.
Did you forget my stance to all this? I thought I made myself very clear.
You wish to run away. Run away from your responsibilities, from the prophecy, and from your destiny. You shall walk with greed and die over petty change. I understand this prophecy weighs on you immensely. That is why I have never reproached the demigod of trickery for running away.
So, is she saying the actual, she said you shall walk with greed and die over petty change. That's her prophecy. That's what she was told. Cipher was told. Right. It's the same thing as the stab in the back for Maidemos. So you shall walk with greed and die over petty change. It's like you will constantly be wanting more and more things, but you will die over the smallest thing. You're looking for grander things, but the smallest thing will kill you. Is what I get from that.
But I need you right now. So don't turn me down.
And also Aglia saying like, hey, I haven't like said anything bad about you running away before that because it weighs heavy on you. To me also, like, you know, relates back to what she said to Castris about like letting Castris go finding the Death Titan and, you know, joining up in a little bit with Anaxagoras, is that she's not a monster. She understands people's emotions, and like the fact that she knows that Cipher would have been a great asset to their team, but she's also like, hey, but I understand why someone would not want to do this. I think it's a very like mature thing from Aglia to realize that. Hey, like it's like, hey, I haven't ever insulted you or haven't ever like tried to punish you from running away from your duties like this because I know it's absolutely terrifying the prophecy you got. It shows an understanding of people's emotions in some way. You know, it's really cool.
You know, maybe the gods got your tongue with their golden threads, Aglia. I'm not hearing any sincerity in your words.
What you want to say, please?
Give me a reason why you're bowing your noble head to me.
We lost Trian.
Oh man.
Oh.
And this shows Cipher as a person as well. As soon as we hear about Trian, she hears about Trian, she kind of stops, like it stops her. It shakes her a little bit. It shakes the whole like cunning, joking facade, not facade, but the joking demeanor she has.
The divine power of passages is running out. I need another demigod to escort Castris and help her fulfill her lifelong wish.
Oh, I get it now. You're sending Castris to her death. And you want me to die with
Interesting
her.
phrasing, isn't it?
This is Castorus's own request. I have never seen her so
Yeah.
determined.
It's something she wants. And she's gonna do it come hell or high water.
She brought this up herself? You're not pulling my
Oh,
leg.
this is such an interesting conversation, isn't it already? Holy hell. Like, just even the way that the voice actors have done, I'm so certain the directors directed them to act like this as well in a certain way, because even there, like, this line here sounds like Cypher's kind of like, wait, really? Like, you're not just saying this to get me to do something, right? You know? It's like she actually has, like, a thought for, like, the idea of, like, Castorus thinking for herself, because it is one of those situations where she probably knows Castorus, and Castorus isn't always a person who's, like, so forward, you know what I mean, in that way. Even though she has her own beliefs and her own things she, you know, adheres to, she's not as forward as this would usually be. So this is like a big deal to be like, really?
She's also made up her mind to leave her confused past behind.
Like, it's really good writing to me.
As will you, Cipher, when you finally make up your
Oh,
mind.
relating it to Cipher as well.
Don't be so sure. Time is hard in the likes of you and I. But Castorus remains pure as driven snow.
Castorus is a very good person.
She can always turn back before the end, you know? Maybe she'll remember Trian's sacrifice. Maybe she'll remember the countless martyred Chrysos heirs. Maybe she'll remember you. With your one foot in the grave. I ain't as optimistic as you about what she'll want to do.
Oh, so again, you're seeing Cypher's... I love this. You're seeing Cypher's kind of like perception of the flame chase journey of Aglia, of this whole situation. She's like, Castorus could still change your mind, but also at the same time too, she's saying like, oh, you have one foot in the grave. She's saying like, you know, this is a situation where like you are so close to danger, you're so close to death. In this way, talking about the martyred Chrysos heirs, people being sent to their deaths. Even earlier on, she said, "Oh, you want to send me to die with Castorus?" It's almost like this flippant nature of trying to like, and you could say it's poking at Aglia, but it is kind of her seeing maybe the flame chase journey as like a journey of death in itself.
Tell you what. Why don't I take this room of treasures as a security deposit?
To me, anyway.
And we make a bet.
Go on.
I bet she'll change her mind and turn back. Now, if I lose, I'll do what you want me to do. Return this deposit to you, plus giving you another room full of treasures. How does that
That's huge.
You sound like you have all the confidence in the
Yeah.
world. In that case, let's make a pact with those conditions. I hope you're prepared to lose it all.
I love that Aglia always meets all these characters on their level. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure if Aventurine came here, she would gamble with Aventurine. I'm pretty sure if like Dr. Ratio came here, she would spend hours debating him about like, you know, science. Like she meets people at their level, and not because she's like better than them. I mean it in a way that's kind of like, I'm not saying she's coming down from a pedestal to them. I mean that she's kind of like, she meets them halfway is more what I should say, when it comes to their personalities. And I think it's always you can see why people follow her 110%. It's very interesting. In conclusion, I love her design. It's so cool.
I want to win. So I hope you two can give up on going to Styxia. I'll give all the treasures in that room to you. And you can split it between yourselves, however you want.
See, this thing that would be appealing if like the Black Tide wasn't going to destroy us all. You know what I mean? It's like giving me 10 million euro, right? Yeah, cool. I would take them 100%. But you're saying if I take 10 million euro and the world ends in like, you know, 3 months or something, I'm like, I'm okay. You know what I mean? I won't be able to enjoy it. You know, you could say like that'll be the best 3 months of your life. Yeah, maybe. You know, maybe it'd be the best 3 months of your life. But then at the end of the 3 months, like when you're like on a yacht or something, not that I'd choose a yacht, because I think if I had that money, I'd probably like, I'd be weird and put it into savings and like buy a small house or something so I could just live off it or whatever. But let's say like you're someone who like bought a yacht, you're lying on your yacht and you're thinking to yourself, man, the world's ending next week. Like this, I wish I kind of didn't take the money, you know?
What do you think? Tempting, right?
I'm almost dead. What used to ever, honestly?
I decline.
Yeah.
If we don't find the Death Titan, her
Yeah.
soul will...
Oh?
I can't go into the details, but we have to go
So
to
Cipher doesn't know about that aspect as well.
I really don't get
Her laugh
how.
is so, mischievous.
Princess, homebody. You keep talking about needing to find Thanatos, about getting rid of your curse, and you don't care about anything else. But did you ever live for your own pleasure? Even for just one day?
Very, very interesting question.
What are you trying to say?
Cipher about to like maybe rock some minds here a little bit.
I'm saying, contrary to your beliefs, Aglia didn't take you in just so you can die for her Aranova.
The flame chase journey walks hand in hand with sacrifices. Isn't that why you're always running away from Lady Aglia?
It's hand in hand with death, right? It definitely is, but...
Fine. Never mind. We all have our own problems. I ain't gonna say anything anymore. It's not like I was gonna honor that bet anyway.
Oh my god.
But listen to me. Styxia is no tourist destination. Sure, the treasures buried in there are 10, no, 50 times richer than Aglia's vault.
Jesus.
Yet, I've never been there. And I never plan to. Because even a demigod can't be sure they can walk out of that place alive.
That's selling the idea of how terrifying this is, isn't it? Almost instantly. Like, because again, it's like even a demigod is not going to be able to walk out of the place alive or can't be sure. It sells that this place is going to be dangerous. What she said earlier to Casters as well about the idea of Aglia didn't take you in just to die for this thing. I wonder if it is like saying that like Aglia doesn't want you just to sacrifice yourself. She actually cares about you. She does. Or maybe it's the thing as well when she's saying have you ever had pleasure in your life? Like, do you want to have like, you know, what do you do for your life? What do you want to do like? Because I think Casters' whole life has been about preventing other people, trying to prevent other people from dying, passing their life into death in a peaceful manner, constantly thinking about like, you know, the pain and the suffering the world is going through. Does she really ever have time to really think about herself? This is the first time she's really like done a mission for herself, and even this mission that's doing it for herself is technically benefiting the whole world, you know?
And now I'm supposed to escort you to Styxia. Sure. Pay up.
Did you already get money? I'll give you however much you want. Aglia has already paid for me. I'm ripping people off. The authority is ripping people off. The authority is angry with the demigod. I'll give you whatever you want. I don't mind. Take it.
Me too. I have lived a longer life than most people. Though I'm not as good at doing business as Lady Aglia, I still have some savings.
No. I'll pay for her as well. No, she's the anti-haggle queen. They call her anti-haggle. Don't.
I can give them all to you.
No. She's not giving you all of it.
Then how are you going to live the rest of your life?
Cipher, thank you for asking that question.
Then I'll give you 90.
No,
80%.
Give her like 20. Cipher, we're gonna rob Cipher after this.
Well, don't mind if I do. 80% of Castrus's savings and a bottle of dew of divine blood. Not a bad trade.
Don't forget to give Casters' jewelry back 110%.
Okay. I didn't know you hold grudges.
Wait,
Great mystery.
what was the last thing she said there as well? I'll show you who's boss once I've recovered full HP. It's just like, once I'm like not dying, I will literally kill you.
Here, catch.
Oh my god, who says here like that?
Here, catch.
That's great. Again, the voice actor, oh my god. The voice actor did a fantastic job. They did a fantastic job. They got the playfulness, the mischievousness, while also having a tone that's kind of like very like cunning at times too. They did a really good job with Cipher's voice acting.
Be careful with that.
It's a beautiful ring.
A minor change in plans, though. Don't go to the bath tomorrow. Come look for me at Okhema's city gates instead.
Sure.
So, why are you changing the meeting place?
Oh, nothing really. Just a bit scared of the seamstress's frosty face. I wouldn't stay a second longer in Okhema if it were up to me. Well, now that we've struck a deal, why don't I give you guys a lift back?
Whatever you want.
It's gonna be a long ride. So have a good rest.
I actually think my hearing might be weird.
It's gonna be a long ride. So have a good rest.
Oh no, it's like muffled for some reason. Okay, so she was sending us through something or something. Okay, that's fine. I was just wondering.
Where am I? Is this my room? How did I get back here?
Where am I? How did I get here? Seems a lot better than yesterday.
This is a coin.
No.
It was Cipher. And she even tucked me
Okay,
in.
this tells me everything I need to know about a character that would tuck you in and then leave their calling card.
Never mind. It's getting late. I'd better get
She's
going.
great. She's really great. Oh. Grey Mystery. These formal addresses at the start of the letters are such a hassle. You've already read 3 useless Phantom Thief letters. I've left Princess Homebody's gift to here. Take good care of it. Remember to skip the baths and come straight to Okhema City to find me. You know I have no patience. Come late and I'll leave without you, Clear. Yes, I'm the one who tucked you in. You're welcome. Sincerely, Kitty Phantom Thief. No, I'm sorry. She's hilarious. The reason why, like, I think that they did such a, like, we got, she gave us the Divine Blood back. That's cool. The reason why I think she's just actually legitimately just, like, such a well-written character is because we got so much out of, like, the voice actor and the way that she speaks about Aglia. Like, it's very clear to me that when it comes to this flame chase journey, she is a bit scared. And Aglia acknowledged this. Like, it is terrifying, that prophecy she got. You will die. Like, what was it? You will die in, I don't know the exact word, but it's basically like you will like wish for the prophecy to me, like it translates to you will like always want for a lot of things, but you will die with very little, or you will die for very little. And that to me is like a scary prophecy, especially for someone who likes to steal things, who is always wanting for things. So running away from the prophecy makes sense. But not only that, you can tell that they have like a more of a respect for life than you would think. While they're very cunning and very funny and all this stuff too, the way they speak about Castris and the way they speak about the Flame Chase journey to me doesn't just show an ignorance or disrespect towards the Flame Chase journey. It shows a different understanding of the Flame Chase journey, while also to me like caring about human lives. She refers to this this journey as a sacrifice, as like sending people to their death, and I think that's like a very like fair thing to say in some cases. But I think that's exactly what she was trying to express here, is that like this is not fair sometimes. It's not fair. And you could tell that like, you know, she sees the flame and to me, like, that's not just being like, oh, people die on this journey. People, you know, become martyrs, because martyrs are people who like, you know, will die for a cause and make the cause bigger, right? 100%. But she said it in a very flippant way. So to me, it's not her saying like F the flame chase journey. It's her in a way also kind of being like people should have respect for their own selves as well. And the way she said to Castris later on, like, hey, like, you know, why don't you like have your own thing that you like? Like, why don't you have your own thing that you like? Have you ever done anything for yourself? Also shows me respect for life and a respect for people living for themselves. And that's probably why she's always like doing stuff for herself, whether it be money or stealing things or being this Phantom Thief stuff, because again, it's her own enjoyment for her own life. She's not really like living for someone else. She's living for herself. Another hint to me that she also cares about people more than she's letting on, and cares about the idea of people living their own lives, is when she was offered all of Castris' savings. She could have just taken it right then and there. She could have 100%, but she said she made Castris haggle in a way to get down to 80%. So she's still taking money for herself, but still acknowledges that Castris has to live a life after all this is said and done. I think it's really interesting to have a character that like clearly does have a value of life, but it comes from a perspective of wanting her own life to be really good, wanting her own life to like clearly enjoying her own life. So she kind of like in a way looks down in the flame chase journey in a way, in my view, because she believes that it doesn't give people like that much of a value for life, in my view. And also having a character that like clearly like, I wouldn't say the word cares, but clearly has like this very funny disdain for it, an understanding of it, but also isn't, to me, like the most she's not the most friendly character in the world, but I still got like an enjoyment out of being around her. You know what I mean? She's an interesting character. She's a really interesting character. Yeah, that's my initial assessment of Cipher, but that can change over time. I just find her so interesting. The idea of like people saying she's running away from things, whereas also I think she's, you know, taking her own value of life, the stuff she loves, and being like, maybe everyone else should be this way too. Because I think there's a reason why like she's enjoying herself so much, and then also at the same time too, she thinks that casters might enjoy herself more if she also like lives for herself, you know? She even describes casters as being too nice. She even said that I'm jaded, I'm hard as a rock now, you know, I'm no longer the person I used to be. It's great that they're showing like different viewpoints of the Flame Chase journey and also a fear of the Flame Chase journey. I think it's really awesome because that's something that would be terrifying. Imagine getting like a prophecy that literally says, hey, the way you live your life is going to end up killing you. You know? Minimos, hey, the way you live your life is going to end up killing you. You're going to get stabbed in the back. Like there's all these things that like really like are terrifying prophecies, and having someone like quote unquote running from that just makes it all more heavy, you know? Having a character that like, because again, you could say Anaxagras is also denying the Flame Chase journey, but I think he's doing it for different reasons. I don't think he's afraid. I think Cipher being a bit afraid of it is just a natural thing and makes the Flame Chase journey even more terrifying in my view. Leave Okhema and meet with Cipher. We're leaving right now, by the way, which is crazy. You know, we're about to like go to Death City. You know,
Seems like all the rooms are full.
I love Death City. I'm falling. Sorry, singing the Soul Eater season 2 theme song. Yeah, it's nice having a controller that's not drifting, guys, I'll be honest with you. And I think it's one of those things where like I was able to like kind of like not care too much about it when it was just not that bad, but when it got worse, it was just like I noticed that during Resident Evil I was like, there's nothing I can do here. And it's one of those things that like, maybe it's a weird thing to say, but have you ever had like have you ever been dizzy when you have like a cold or something, or a flu or something, and you feel kind of like, you know, the world feels weird? Whenever I had drift to my controller, it felt like my characters were like sick or something. It was like, it felt like really weird to see them like moving about the place and doing, it felt weird. It's uncanny, you know what I mean? You're not used to that type of stuff. Can we just fast travel there? I guess so. Let's go. I don't know, it just feels weird. And again, I know it's like I think it like, you know, it's not dirt. I think it's like people said it's a wearing away of like stuff on my console. Because again, like I know there's nothing wrong with this, but I don't eat when I play games. I don't, you know, put them in places that could get them dirty. Now, dirt can fall into anything like very quickly, by the way, even if it's sitting stationary. But I 100% believe it's to do with like the wearing away of like the sensor down there or something like that. And yeah, if you're playing a Hoyo game where like, I'm even noticing now, like I'm very aware of it. Every 2 seconds you're moving like this with the analog stick. And then you're playing Resident Evil and all of a sudden it was the last straw because I'm pushing it in constantly to like aim and stuff.
Bright and sunny. Just the weather for farewells.
Love her voice actor.
You're here.
Yes? I'll go give Aglia the heads up.
Totally. The trio team is the best set up to reach the finals.
Sure.
No need, I already told her. She's fine with it.
Ah. Wait, she's saying she's fine with like me going?
You sure know how to put me in a spot, Casterus. I need to travel with you, but I can't touch you. What a bother.
Like the way she said, I can't touch you, like it was a cheer or something.
Sorry.
No, Castor, she's no.
Aw, I was just teasing. Don't take it to heart.
Yeah, but that hurts Castor's a little bit, so let's not tease. And again, I know like Cypher's definitely not trying to hurt her 100%. She's being like her playful self.
Did you know that the legends say you have to put an obol into the mouth of the dead or over their eyes if you want them to successfully cross the river of souls and enter the nether realm?
This is a thing that's actually real historic thing that's happened throughout many generations and many countries, many cultures.
That's the fairy fare for entering the nether realm. However, I honestly won't ask you to pay this time. I'll pay. And then we'll just have to go through the motions.
Sure. Sure. You sure are helpful when it doesn't cost you anything. We already paid you so much. Just how much have you swindled casters of?
Don't worry. It's not a lot.
We'll get it back.
All right, pass me the coin. It's time to get the gods' powers going. A fleet-footed trip to the Nether Realm. Here we come.
I can't get over how good, like, the voice actor. I think, again, I know the directors of these games were fantastic, and they always like give a good idea of who the characters are, but also the voice actor just like always having this like excitement coming out of their like throat is great.
Oh, one last thing before we go. I gotta give you this piece of advice, especially to you, Princess Homebody. You can't catch the wind by waiting. You only live once. So make the most of every moment you have.
There she's talking about the idea of living in the moment, the idea of living for yourself, right? Whoa.
Get ready. Be steady.
Wait, what? Get ready, be steady. Stop.
Hey, your turn.
She already transferred casters there?
Don't be nervous.
This music? What is she doing? What? What? The visual representation is crazy. And we're still spinning? Okay, that was pretty slick. That is incredible. And there it is. Sorry guys, that's incredible.
Are you feeling all right?
Like, is that not the slickest thing you've ever seen in your life? Transferring us through the speed of light, right? And then, like, as we're spinning, grabs us, like, you know, the moment in, like, a 50s movie, you know, when, like you're in the ballroom and the girl's about to fall and the dude catches her and it's like, oh, she got us, like, as we're about to fall. Like, genuinely, like, a freaking, gentleman, Cipher over here, you know? I swear she was, speeding.
She's the demigod of trickery. When she flips the coin of whimsy into the air,
Wow.
she gains incredible speed that lets her travel anywhere in an instant.
So the coin of whimsy is actually something incredible.
Just like how she clearly had no intention of lingering here for even a second longer. We can only depend on ourselves for the rest of the way.
I cannot get over she did speed of light and then caught us midair.
Don't worry.
Ah.
Mem's here to help.
Can you teleport too? Mem, did you pay your fare? So you came.
Being cute isn't my only forte. I'm strong too.
Heck yeah. Casters, pat the belly.
This is Styxia, the city of dragons and waves.
Jesus, man.
Anaxa
You hear that?
hypothesizes that the missing Thanatos is somewhere in these ruins. This is the land of their birth. Or perhaps of their death.
Jesus, man, do you hear these sounds? I know this one. They returned whence they came.
Anaxa had used a secret alchemical art to temporarily fuse his soul with Circe's and Kephale. And when he was on the verge of death, he was pulled by Thanatos and caught a glimpse of the flowing river of souls.
Okay.
This alchemy, considered a sacrilegious act, might actually make the souls of mortals and titans attract each other. Even though Thanatos has been missing for 1,000 years, and even their followers haven't been able to find them, perhaps that special attraction could summon them here.
So we're gonna use the same method Anaxagoras used?
Oh, so are we going to use that philosopher's stone to conjure the Titan?
Look at Mem, so smart, pulling out a book.
I guess that's the only way. The only leads we have now are the name of this city and the fairy tale about the dragon.
Right.
Thanatos is even more mysterious than I am.
Oh, look at the little pen.
Indeed. Even one as erudite as Anaxa could only point us to this place and no further. We will be entering the unknown as soon as we take our first steps. But that won't be the first time in my long journeys.
Yeah.
I believe that Rather than standing still, taking action is by far the better option. Perhaps fate might take pity on us today and show some compassion.
Yeah, I love that they like have made... Oh, Jesus Christ, look at this play. Oh my god. The first thing we gotta say is complete contrast from Okhema and anywhere we've been before, right? Like, look at the water. Do you hear these sounds? It's like a demon is singing. It's like dead bodies are singing, like souls are singing. And it's like a constant thing over our heads. It's like a pressure that's like emotional. It's so heavy. But this place also just has such a dark feel to it. It just feels like a dead city. It feels like we have crossed the river Styx into hell. I was gonna say, like, you know, they've done a good job of building up Thanatos as like being, look at the arrows too, showing that like there was a fight here in some way to try and protect the city. There is like it shows the Thanatos is so mysterious to the point that like even Ixagris doesn't know a lot about them. Oh, ferrymen of the river of souls, where are you? Insects devour my fingers, wild grass creeps up my back, and yet the bell's chime cannot summon you, as they have long since fallen silent in my decaying years. Jesus Christ, man. This is gonna be crazy, isn't it?
Go back whence you came. Go back.
What?
Ahead lies the realm of
Oh
the
my
dead.
god. This place is insane looking. It's so cool. Guys, I'm a big fan of horror games, right? I love horror games. Historically, I also love haunted mansions, right? But it's rare we get to see like a haunted city. You know what I mean? That's awesome. This is gonna be so fun. I'm gonna have such a good time with this 100%. What's this? What we know about death? Your Majesty, Queen of Styxia, Your Majesty, I've received a letter from you a few days ago. Truly, as you've stated, the immortal golden age has become a thing of the past since the birth of the Death Titan of Amphoreus. I believe they shall never return to the era again. So when death was born, the golden age ended. I'm aware that faith in death held by Idonians is viewed as a trepidation by other city-states. This is not difficult to comprehend, for the aversion to death may stem from a deeper logic inherent to life itself. In your letter, you expressed the desire to understand death, and sought my thoughts on the torment of immortality. I am truly humbled by your request, and I'm aware that immortals and mortals perceive the world very differently. And I am uncertain if any counsel I can offer is worthy of those who witnessed all the ages. But if since you seek an answer, then an answer I will attempt to produce with my reflections on the topic. So who did it? They said they're to the Queen of Styxia. They've sent this letter to. In essence, I would summarize it as thus. It is because all things must end one day, all things gain meaning, and therein lies the meaning of life. This is why we devote ourselves to death and revere it. It is simple as yet a complicated concept, intrigues you, then please allow me to elaborate further. So it's the idea that, like, because we eventually will end, you have to enjoy the life that you have, and it makes the life you have more meaningful. In Idonia, we offer blessings to our children every year, congratulating them for taking another step towards death. Wow. We hold various ceremonies and holidays such as their coming of age rites to commemorate every special and pivotal moment of their life. Interesting, for we know that what has passed may never manifest in our fleeting existence. This is so interesting. We make our heartfelt farewells to our loved ones at departure, wish for one more tomorrow with each other at the end of the day, and whisper goodnight before we are taken by our night. This is so interesting to me. They're saying that the reason that they do like what we do now in culture, like say like a confirmation or a communion, like in Catholicism, or like the idea of like, you know, whispering goodnight before you go to sleep, you know, and making sure you remember to say goodbye to someone, just stuff that we all kind of like do. Like, again, I'm not religious, but I'm saying it's something in our cultures we do. They're saying it's because we do this, because we know that like any day could really be our last. We know that eventually we know eventually we will die. So we want to make sure that we remember every single moment as we pass by them. We grieve our losses and consequently rejoice in our gains. We learn how to cherish things this way. And from this cherish comes bliss. And even in bliss is fleeting for immortals. Yes, this may sound absurd, but it is true nonetheless. It is death that brings us joy. I get it. I get it in a lot of ways. I know the Idonians, like, I disagreed with like a lot of the stuff they were doing there, but like I definitely get it. I get it 100%. to me, like, the idea of like celebrating life because you one day will die just makes sense. We do it in like all things, guys, by the way, you know. They say too much of a good thing is you know, too much is bad, and it depends on the thing, of course, you know. But like, my favorite streamer uploading a 8-hour VOD of his playthrough of Resident Evil like 9, right? Fantastic, right? I love this. But if he uploads if he says like, I'm gonna stream Resident Evil 9 for the rest of my life, it's like, it becomes less special, you know. It becomes less special. I know it's a bad example, but who cares? But for you, all immortals who lived through the Golden Age, there is a world of difference. For instance, I heard in Styxia, there are never solemn ceremonies or holidays or even anything that can be described as reverent or Agliaic, or commemorative, because things are such unnecessary. In the long lifespan of immortality, nothing is of great import, and thus nothing is worth commemorating to immortals. All actions and thoughts are but echoes from a distant past, destined to reverberate into the future and eternal. As the saying goes, there's nothing new under the sun. All novelty springs from forgetfulness. I believe that for the immortals who have experienced everything and must continue to experience everything, all things are but a dull, tasteless relics. Wow. If there are things to be considered entertaining by immortals, they are surely beyond the understanding of immortals by death. This is so interesting as well, because we have the idea of like, if you live so long, then like, you know, are you going to see anything new? You know, like to me, like the era to be immortal, like to really experience life in like a crazy way, to me would be like if you became immortal at the start of like the 1800s through the 21st century. Like that would be a crazy time to be immortal, right? Because you're like, I feel like you would have a better perspective on like the world. No, I don't think you have a better perspective on the world like socially or politically, but I think that in terms of like technology, you get to see the TV be invented. You get to see like electricity, you know, flow through houses. You get to see like, you know, phones and all this stuff too, and you get to be through all that. You get to be when the first telephone was there. It's like legitimately, like, it would be like an unbelievably, I think, cool perspective to be immortal in, honestly, because there would be new stuff, but like, I guess what they're saying here is that just, you know, you don't get, the novelty is gone for you. I believe now the answer is made clear. To escape the torment of immortality you mentioned in your letter, the answer I offer is death. For the moment Thanatos first walked the lands of Amphoreus, philosophers have argued that immortality is but a curse. I agree. And that extending life in essence is but repeating in the mundane. I agree. In fact, those who held such views have been the founders of Idonia itself. I do agree with that sentiment, and I'm sure Blade would agree with that sentiment as well. Under the threat of death, we weigh every choice carefully. But I want to say, like, I'm not saying that, like, it's like I want people just to die. I'm saying that, like, if you ask me to be immortal forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever, yeah, it'd be amazing for the first while, but then you're going to have to start saying goodbye to people, you know? For each choice implies something irreversible and irrecoverable. Some philosophers once suggested that our lives exist in a state of eternal cycle, meaning every choice you make is infinitely magnified in this eternal cycle, and even the smallest deviation can alter your life therein. I imagine it is difficult for an immortal to empathize with the unbearable weight implied. We know that moments we experience are not eternal, nor can they be considered segments of eternity. They are but fleeting illusions. Every action is a delicate life that can be our last, and every face will blur and fade, though, like those seen upon a dream. Therefore, Your Majesty, if you ask my understanding of death, then permit me to define it with my understanding of life, for they are one and the same. And in this journey of life, death is not our final destination, rather a piece of luggage you must carry. If confusion still troubles you, please not fret. I am expecting to visit Styxia in the near future, then I will tell you all I know. Finally, I would conclude with Adonia's blessings. May the shadow of Thanatos shroud us, and maybe learn the splendor of light. So to me, like, the understanding of death is like pretty clear cut. It's the idea of like giving meaning to life. Like, that's the summary of everything. It's a really cool way that they express all this stuff too, like how like immortals will not have like a understanding of life because they experience so much in life that everything becomes mundane over time. The idea of like you know, celebrating specific milestones because that they never know will be the last, saying goodbye to people very intently. In a way, it's a very beautiful thing, right? It's a way, like, the way they describe it is very beautiful. The idea of like death is giving a new purpose to our life. But getting, you know, and that's why getting rid of it's so terrifying in some ways, because it doesn't get rid of pain. It will just get rid of, like, you know, like death. And like, I do think it is like I still think like the idea of like immortality is a terrifying prospect, but in some cases in Honkai Star Rail, clearly in some cases in Amphoreus, is needed as well. Yeah, it's really interesting, really super interesting.
What a beautiful butterfly. Is it talking to us?
They must be the thing that told us to go back.
This is a eulogistic butterfly. They are found in places where many have met their demise.
There's so many interesting details to all of Amphoreus, right? We learn something new every single time.
In Idonia, Some think of them as manifestations of Thanatos' benevolence.
Okay.
By turning the lingering obsessions of the deceased into these creatures, it is as if the Titan has made life into a specimen.
So lingering obsession. So were these people obsessed with like turning people away from Idonia, or sorry, from Styxia?
Others think of them as Thanatos' messengers that guide the departed to the nether realm.
Oh, because there's like multiple meanings.
The second theory sounds more believable. After all, the things they're saying are rather, direct.
Truly.
Perhaps. But the fact that we're able to hear their whispers proves that we're fast approaching the realm of the
Oh
dead.
man. Omens. You look at these like fortifications. These barriers don't need to stop anyone now. They're just relics. Yeah, there was a battle here. They were trying to stop people from entering here. 100%. The sound here is so crazy. Whoa, are you kidding me? I might as well activate this.
Figures. Are they illusions reflected by the River of Souls?
Yeah, look at this. Listen.
Mommy told us to go ahead first, but she's still not here yet. 1, 2, 3. I don't even know how many days have passed since then. Perhaps Mommy will be back once you finish counting the days on all 10 fingers. 1, 2, 3. It's been much longer than 10 days since we
Oh,
left
Jesus,
home.
man. That'd be terrifying.
Strange. For reflections in the River of Souls, they seem oddly animated.
Yeah, they do. It's almost like if it wasn't for the spirited glow, they'd be very, what's that? They'd be very lifelike.
Master, did that lady really lie to us?
Which lady?
The Centurion personally instructed us to inlay the inscription into his shield.
Bro, if you weren't rude, calling people lady, me just coping now. Tell me who it is. Say it right now.
But now she's taken it away.
My child, that shield can never be cast, and there's no need for it anymore. Come, child. What is the name of that Centurion again?
Centurion.
Actually, never mind. Forget I said that. I'll wait with you for her to come back. When that happens, you'll be able to keep making shields.
Don't be afraid, pal. Let's open our eyes wide.
Yeah,
Together.
thank you so much, ma'am. It seems to talk about people not returning, people leaving in some way. The energy that this place gives off with all the the spirits around here, with the children talking, the purple flames, the music in the background, the moon. It's just like it's so much. It's so cool. Has anyone ever looked up into intertwining moon faces, trying to glimpse the future foretold by Ornyx? The twin moons are broken mirrors of the sun. With them, we only see reflections of ourselves. Perhaps Aquila has already seen through the absurdity of it all. Jesus, Aquila be doing too much. Aquila be doing too much sometimes. Aquila needs to calm down a little bit, I think.
Want to buy any fish?
So it's like almost like they still are adhering to their what they were doing in their life at the very least, like selling fish as well.
He can see us?
Wait. More living people.
More? What do you mean? You know we're alive? You know
I'm
you're
not selling
dead?
my fish to living people. You lot are too shameless.
What?
Buying fish without paying. If I ever see her again, I will.
Could it be that
Whoa.
you're all dead souls that never achieved rest?
What in the hell, man?
The Nether Realm does not exist.
The Netherrealm does not exist?
Titan rejects you.
Oh my god.
Me.
The sound.
So,
Stop.
do you want to buy any fish?
And then going back to this.
But there aren't any fish nearby.
Do you see what this is like such a weird experience here, you know? Saying their souls that maybe never achieved rest, and as soon as she says that, the Netherrealm doesn't exist, Titan rejects me. So you're saying the Titans rejected them? So like that's interesting because like the idea of like the Thanatos is to bring death to the world, but they were rejected, like their souls were rejected to pass on, maybe?
Are the fish gone? The people are gone too.
This is wild.
I can only keep selling fish. So, do you want to buy any fish?
Apologies. I don't have much in the way of savings, but perhaps there's another
so
way
sweet.
for me to release you from your suffering.
Castrus even says, I can't buy your fish right now, you know, she's trying to make him feel comfort.
Please relax. May you fall asleep peacefully amid a gentle field of flowers.
This.
I knew it. These people aren't illusions.
Oh my
They're the
god.
souls of the deceased.
And that's what she's saying, they're way more lifelike, right?
They're supposed to reach the end of the west wind by floating down the river of souls. Yet, they have floundered upon the shoals of the stream, unable to move forward.
Do you think it actually was like a legit rejection of these souls?
Did Thanatos reject them? Or perhaps they didn't really die at all?
I think it could legit be a rejection. Are they in the same situation as me? Interesting.
I have no idea. This circumstance is completely unprecedented.
So completely new. Something they didn't expect to happen at all. So they were supposed to, as she says here, reach the end by floating down the river of souls, but they were rejected basically. They seemed like they've been rejected in some way.
Hang on.
Hang on.
Didn't he say more living people?
Yes.
So that means he's seen other members of the living apart from us.
110%.
Could it be that these souls are stuck here due to someone's deceit?
Interesting, because they keep mentioning, like, her. Her isn't mentioned twice.
Something is done out of goodwill.
What?
Are you really gonna call it deceit?
Huh? How did you get here?
Goodwill? I can't see anything good out of...
How did you get here?
Wait a minute. Lady Cipher?
That's me.
She just shows up again? What are you doing here?
Could it be that you are the living being that those souls met?
I guess so.
I couldn't take their behavior anymore. So I stole some things here and made up some lies there. Just trying to give them something to look forward
Wait,
to.
so did, was,
you
I
know?
wonder if she was the one who bought the shields, or was with the shield thing as well that they were talking about? Like they're waiting for her to return?
It's because of vile living creatures like you that we're being misunderstood by all of them.
Oh, mem.
What else am I supposed to do? You can see the mess this place is in. These poor souls are denied by the Netherrealm. So now they're stuck in a few brief moments of their life. Unable to move forward or back.
So yeah, there it is, denied by the Netherrealm. Imagine like being stuck in like one aspect of your life, selling fish, creating a shield, waiting for your mother to return. Like really dark thoughts in a lot of
Did
ways.
you see those two blacksmiths on the way? They've been here for as long as the sun's been around, wailing over and over about casting a shield.
Yep, we talked to them.
Styxia is so freaky.
Honestly, yeah, it's a really freaky place.
Then why have you come back, Lady Cipher?
Hey, I'm not here to aid your adventure. I hate water more than anything else in this world. Especially that stinky river of souls.
Only Cipher could call the River of Souls stinky. You know what I mean?
But, I just discovered some stuff before I left. And I reckon you should know about it.
Please.
It's about that boy who defied death. I found traces of him here.
Lord Mighty?
Mightimos? Traces of Mightimos here? Because I was like, who's she talking about?
Oh, right. That's his name. Well, now you know. As for whether that info is
what?
actually useful, that's for you.
Is he
lot to
here?
figure out.
But why? He wouldn't leave Kremnos, right? Like, at this point?
So long, Princess Homebody.
So long.
So long, Grey Mystery.
So long, Mem.
Huh? She disappeared just like that?
That's crazy, though, right?
Lady Cipher has always been a free spirit.
Clearly.
In any case, she has brought us some valuable information.
Yeah, traces of Mightimos being here. What does that even mean? Like, is it like... Was he here? Is he here? You know?
If Lord Mighty is also somewhere along the river shoals right now, then he will certainly become our signpost. After all, he's different from those wandering souls. He will find his way, even in the realm of the dead.
Wait, so is she saying that, like he's... Because he defied death before, like his immortality, because he was, like, put into the River of Souls, could it be, like, the idea that, like, part of him is here? Like, there's only, like, a trace of him in that way?
Don't worry. It's time for me to shine.
Always, Mem. You're always shining, Mem.
Ornyx's rune of recollection is nearby. Use prayers to return the river to before it got flooded.
Sure. Yeah, that's so crazy. Like, they're really presenting this in, like, an unbelievably fantastic way, by the way. It's so fantastic. You know, the remnants of people living parts of their life. Them, you know, noticing living souls, but not being able to, like, truly, like, converse with them in a proper way. Talking about the rejection of people's souls on the River of Souls. And then, like, also, like, I guess, like, it makes sense you would relate Mightimos to this because he's a character who was thrown into the River of Souls, right? By his dad. And then, like, it's interesting, like, it's so eerie and it's so weird. Like, we can talk about Cipher's wording all we want, but you know, and sometimes she can be a bit crass, obviously. But freaky is the way to put it. You know what I mean? Freaky is the proper way to put it. It's a freaky feeling.
Hey, over here!
You okay, Mem? Man, this is so interesting to me. Pick up rune. Interact with runes. Why show March here? Why are you teasing me? I get it. She's frozen up. Like, we still haven't gotten anything about her. It's painful, you know, that she's not here. Interact with the rune, the rune base to obtain the rune of recollection. With the rune in possession, the miracle orb illuminates radius, moves with your character, and reverses its surrounding space-time. Awesome. With the rune of recollection in possession, interact with the rune base to drop the rune, and the miracle orb's illumination radius will stop following your character. Very cool.
Ornyx's miracle.
Very cool.
Amazing! It's like we're inside a giant bubble.
Yeah, it's very, again, it's a
Even the
weird
river got
feeling,
parted.
but it's a cool mechanic. Like, we can go over here to get this chest, dude. Like, it's so sick. Oh, time is not your friend. So to drop it, we go... Wait, is there a place to drop it up here, maybe? Wait. We can't... It's blocking... We can't go here? I think my game is glitched, guys. Can I be honest with you? I think sometimes my game is glitched.
Feeling lucky.
If I'm being completely real with you. I'm gonna look at that tutorial one more time just because I feel like an idiot that just, like, you know, this happens to me, guys, all the time. I'm not gonna make excuses for it. I very clearly, like... Man, time flies by so fast. That was 3 minutes since we got that? What the hell's happening? Time flies by so fast. Yeah, I'm not gonna make excuses. Sometimes I like I'll look at the story and be like, okay, I want to keep going, and then I'm the first person to ask how to do it afterwards.
It's the proper.
Moves with your character. When the ruler drop, you have to interact with the rune. Okay, perfect. Grand. You see this here? I think my game might be a little bit broken. You know what I mean? Not totally brokes. Not totally brokies. But there is like a few glitches here or there. Like, look at this. Is this supposed to happen? Is my game like busted?
So this path actually didn't exist back then?
Is this intentional? Is it supposed to be this weird? Because we noticed that in the last dungeon as well, there were some like really weird inconsistencies. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's very interesting to me. It's okay. We'll move on where we can. I'm sure it's not gonna soft lock us out of anything for sure. It's just so weird like seeing this and not being able to go up it, you know? Can they come to me? Maybe not. Like, look, that's so weird to me. Maybe it's because we have this. Oh, because it didn't exist back then, possibly.
Well. We must first return to the present before we can communicate with them.
That's the Centurion. I'm guessing we can go up there now, right? Because the path didn't exist back then, we couldn't walk up it possibly? That's what I was trying to do? I'm guessing that's the case. That's fine. It might not be glitched, it's just that the path didn't exist. I know when people are going to say, well, Calvin, she said that, but like, you know, again, I thought she was talking about like, some other path. It's normal for you to be like, is that a glitch since we had a glitch last episode? You know, 110%. Kafkinator coming at you. Bam. The Kafkinator. The biggest superhero ever lived.
The punches decide. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. Relax.
We can...
Good times never last.
Yeah, we can do
Time
this.
to say bye.
Boom.
Boom.
Yep. I'm like, there's no point waiting around to do it there as well. It would be fun, but...
Still.
Where's the applause? Let's see some sparks fly!
I can't wait for Kafka to come back into the story. Honestly, like, I think I just love Kafka because she was dubbed by NASA when they did an independent study, and it came out in Science Weekly. That Kafka is the most gentle and nicest soul who ever lived.
Watch your head.
And anyone who disagrees just
Small fry.
hates Kafka for weird reasons. You know what I mean? Hate her because you ain't her is what they say. You know?
Snap out of it.
And that's the thing. You know, people do hate her because they ain't her.
Spend freely.
You know what I mean?
More business, eh?
I think we have to just live with that knowledge. Oh, I hate Kafka. Okay.
What are you waiting
Soulless
for?
much? Someone who
betray
doesn't
my
like Kafka
customers,
so upset.
I charge extra.
But I don't like Kafka. Calvin, I'm sorry. I love your playthrough, but I don't like Kafka. You're okay. It's fine. It's fine.
The human body is beautiful.
Mods, ban that person. That's a joke. Okay? That might be a joke. It might be a joke that I would ban someone for hating Kafka. Okay, it might be a joke. Might be. Test it. Try it, go on. See. We'll see if it's a joke together. Hand in hand. Going towards the future together. Like an anime. Like the end of season 1 of an anime. We can do this, guys, together. Let's see if we're gonna get banned for hating Kafka. Whoa. Hi guys, I'm sorry. Maybe it's too early in the morning. It's not even morning anymore. What am I talking
By
about?
the looks of it, you must be the foreign warriors that the Queen had mentioned, right?
So they notice us as well?
Since the current campaign requires the utmost care, I wasn't able to make time to welcome all of you. Please, forgive me.
Bro, believe me, I think you have bigger issues than welcoming us.
Foreign warriors.
priestess, a warrior, and a divine beast.
Priestess?
You look identical to the blessed saviors that the Queen described.
A priestess, a warrior, and a divine beast. We look identical to the blessed saviors the Queen described. This droning singing in the background, it weighs on my mind every time I hear it. This is my pet, so I'm actually the hunter class.
What?
Ma'am, you're not actually my pet. We're just trying to save face. You're an adorable and part of the team.
A campaign? Who are you campaigning against?
Nobody knows. As of
You don't
now.
even know your campaign. What? I mean, Jesus Christ. Most armies nowadays don't even know what they're fighting for nowadays, so.
Of the scouts that went ahead, only one has managed to return. He says that the land ahead is a forbidden land that should not be approached, as it is the doorway between the netherworld and the mortal realm. As for the rest of the scouts, they've completely lost their souls and are decaying by the day.
The scouts have even lost their souls. So wait, so he says he doesn't know what he's campaigning against. The land is forbidden? Is that the... But he says netherworld, so I was going to say, like, it's not the nether realm, right?
While there is still dissension within the city, the scholars agree that this calamity was so unprecedented that it needed to be given a new designation.
An unprecedented calamity. Could it be death?
Wait, death as a calamity?
It seems that you have indeed heard about this. Well, death is just one of the possibilities. It's too early to come to a definitive
So death is like a
conclusion.
calamity taking over Styxia?
A world that has never seen death. Looks like these people lived in the era Chrysia before the Calamity Titans descended upon the land.
And yeah, in that way, like, you know, the idea of death would be something so shocking, right? For sure.
May I ask, where is the scout who managed to come back?
So he returned to Styxia. He only had enough left in him to last no more than half a day. However, it was his intel that convinced us to rally together. He said that he witnessed the demonic specter of an evil dragon at that treacherous land.
Oh my god.
The apparition opened its giant maw and devoured everything in sight.
What?
And thus brought Styxia that thing called death.
That's just like the book, right? The dragon?
Styxia. An evil dragon that
That's
brings
just like the
death.
book.
It all sounds rather familiar.
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't this part of that fable?
Maybe the fable was actually like a very true story that was handed, like that can happen. You know, fables real stories get stretched into fables sometimes.
Sir, could I ask how the
Very
queen
important
and princess
question.
are doing?
Very important question, Castris.
The Queen? By the looks of it, you must be the foreign warriors that the Queen had mentioned, right?
Echo? I think you asked that already. Yeah, I mean, he's living in the same moment, right?
Oh, it's the same lines.
Yeah.
Looks like he's still trapped in the moments before his
Wait,
death.
so he died like right after this? That's so insane. Imagine just talking about the death campaign and like getting ready to fight back and then you just get destroyed.
Leave it to me. Sir, the war ended long ago. Styxia no longer exists.
Oh, she's trying to let him pass on now?
Styxia is no more?
That'd be devastating to hear, wouldn't it?
This cannot stand. Newcomers, hurry up and go take your positions.
Again, he's just trying to defend Styxia.
Oh, looks like it's difficult for this gentleman to accept
Yeah,
reality.
100%.
Sir, I am the Maiden of War, sent here by the Queen herself. If you accept my blessing, then today's battle will be smooth sailing.
She's accepting a title that she never wanted for this moment just to put someone's mind at ease. It's just so castrous.
Maiden of War? I've never heard of this. There's little time to waste. Please don't take too long.
Don't worry. I'm typically unwilling to prolong such a moment.
Oh man, see, it hurts her as well, right? Thinking about this stuff in the oh
Is it
man.
over? Have we won?
You see how much it weighs on Castris every time she has to do anything like this, every time she looks at these people who are suffering after death. Like her love for life is seen so much throughout like the through the death of these characters that she has to send on.
Cass, oh, are you alright?
It's heavy. It's so heavy.
I'm fine. I just didn't expect that I would still have to embalm others, even in the realm of the dead.
It's like she's even doing her job here.
Is this a remnant of his soul?
What? What do you mean the remnant? Yeah, no, it's so tough on Castris though. It's so tough. Like, because it is a thing where like we this is the whole Maiden of War thing is something she never really wanted, right? But she's willing to do so much to put people's minds at ease, but you can see how much it hurts her 100%. Have to continue this job.
Why should I place my trust in you?
Wait, what?
Holy maiden from afar.
Is this Castris meeting Aglia for the first time?
Wait, this is... I don't quite understand what you're trying to say.
This is so interesting. What the hell?
Since the prophecy has already pronounced your name as Chrysos' heir of death, Okhema ought to treat you as an esteemed guest.
Right, why are we seeing this right now?
However, you seem to have no intentions of concealing your involvement with the Council of Elders, while most likely being aware of my issues against them.
What?
I cannot deny your claim. It was the council that offered this room to me, and they had only one request. They want the curse of death to be completely subjugated to your will.
What?
I was agreeable to that request.
The Council of Elders sent her here?
But why?
Yeah, what the hell is happening?
I am unable to rid myself of this innate curse. However, from this day onward, I shall use it according to your will. I will never make any superfluous moves on my own.
This is so weird. What the hell? Like, so the Council of Elders took her in and they sent her to Aglia to, like, be subject to Aglia's will?
I see. So that is how they plan to control the Flame Chase journey. They have shifted the heavy responsibility of granting death over to me.
Whoa.
If I ever become obsessed with executing people,
stop.
They will then have ample reason to terminate the Chrysos heir's journey.
The Council of Elders saw Castris as a tempting prospect for someone like to overuse Castris's power of execution. They saw it as something so tempting that it would ruin Aglia in some way. That's freaking insane.
And yet, you seem to not mind. This is quite surprising to me.
That's because the fate that we were born with is a burden far heavier than that of an individual's life. I've woven many unforeseen events into the tapestry of fate. This is but one instance. Tidy up your precious garments and come with me. Okhema welcomes you, Castris.
And it's so interesting that, like, Castris became someone, like, beloved by Aglia. And it, to me, shows once again the Council of Elders' lack of knowledge about Aglia, right? And also their seedy nature, and again, their need to win this whole time. That's their need to be right, their need to, like, to win. Is that they're willing to exploit Castris to send her. And again, there's arguments to be made that, like, the Flame Chase journey is one big exploitation. You know what I mean? Like 100%. Like, you know, I'm sure there will be people that make that argument 110%. I'm not trying to make it seem like the Flame Chase journey is squeaky clean, awesome, angelic, beautiful, you know, clean as anything. But it's very clear that they were using casters as a way to like make Aglia slip up. And what's so interesting is about this as well, the Council of Elders thinks very lowly of Aglia, that she wouldn't realize this, but also the Council of Elders thinks very lowly of casters, and the Council of Elders also thinks of people and as pawns, right? Whereas from the perspective of the Council of Elders, they think Aglia thinks people as pawns, when Aglia actually like cares quite a bit about the people on her flame chase journey with her. You seem to hear a sighing contentment as if it comes in the mouth of some colossal being. Then the scenes of the past abruptly dissipate.
I didn't think we'd find vestiges of memory here. Maybe they've got something to do with Orynyx's rune?
Maybe, I don't know.
Perhaps. But I do not need a reminder from them. This memory is one that I will never forget.
So it seems the Council of Elders has manipulated you once already.
Indeed. While my relationship with the Council has always been quite ambiguous, Lady Aglia has never taken any precautions against me. Instead, she's shown me nothing but complete
And
trust.
that's the thing, that's what I was saying with Aglia. She's someone who took casters in. And it's because the Council of Elders has such a low opinion of Aglia that they didn't expect this to happen. But like, look, like, we know Aglia and we wouldn't think any different at this stage.
I really want to repay her for that trust. But why would this memory appear right now? Is this really Orynyx's power?
Really incredible stuff, but really terrifying stuff as well that would show up like in this moment. It stops you in your tracks quite a bit. For me, it stops me in my tracks quite a bit, where I'm kind of like, whoa, like this is something that you're kind of like, like I don't even I can describe it as that, like my hand goes on my chin and I am like intently just like, what is happening here? Continuing exploring the Dragonbone City is crazy, by the way. Like, seeing the introduction of casters to Aglia is something that like should be like a really like, you know, it's like that's something in a game you would see as something being like very beautiful. Oh my god, like this is when they first met, this is so awesome. But instead, there was like great tension there that was only lifted in the end by Aglia being like, hey, you're welcome here in Okhema. Their low opinion of casters of Aglia is so crazy to me, because it's like, if you told me right now, with me knowing Aglia, if someone came in as a pawn for the Council of Elders but didn't know they were a pawn, and they were told to like infiltrate the flame chase journey, but again not intently, they were just like, hey, join up with the flame chase journey there, whatever. I would tell you Aglia would figure that out in 2 seconds. You know what I mean? But they don't know Aglia.
Could these dead monsters actually be...
If Lady Cipher is to be believed, this could be the handiwork of Lord Mighty.
Oh, so he's been like...
He's still fighting against the Black Tide, even in the Netherrealm.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So is it remnants of him in the Netherrealm? Is that what they're saying?
Feeling lucky.
Sorry if I'm like a little bit confused about that, but...
Why are the Black Tide monsters here too? Can they swim in the River of Souls?
Even Thanatos wouldn't be able to accept Black Tide monsters into their realm.
Right.
These traces seem to suggest that anybody who trespasses upon death will pay a heavy price.
Will we suffer the same fate as well?
Since the realm of the dead must remain peaceful, it's imperative that we rid the place of such discordant noise.
Sure.
Please stay back. Let me deal with these enemies.
Yeah, man, this is like so heavy. This is so heavy. Like I'm noticing like I'm like stopping, like not stopping breathing, but like, you know, when your breath is like held for like a second.
It's on me.
Definitely feeling that 100%.
Relax.
Good times. Never time to say bye.
I hope she says boom. Oh, life fulfilled.
Yeah, we're talking. What's the face?
Stand still.
Man, the follow-up attacks are great, aren't they? They're really great. So we have to go up and get this thing and maybe put that in there. Yeah, this place is so heavy. I like it as like as a location, by the way. It's incredible. But there's no denying. Wait, did I not get that chest earlier? That's crazy. This is... It's insane visual. Like it triggers something in my brain that's weird. You know what I mean? It's like, why am I being stopped here? You know what I mean? It feels weird. Wait, what? Is my game glitched to death? Or is it just that this path didn't exist when possibly? It might be just the path didn't exist. It just feels weird. Right?
The path ahead is blocked.
We can
by
summon
the
a rune
river
here.
of
Okay,
souls
perfect.
again.
In that case, let's go back to the past. This miracle sure is handy.
It is. It's very, very cool. Yeah,
This
like...
is yet another aspect of a Titan's divine power.
I understand that it's weird. I understand that like it's not a location that's normal. But like I hope you understand that when I'm saying that like it's only a small thing in terms of like it feels weird.
Around, he'd definitely be able to raise the waters of the River of Souls into
Ma'am.
the sky.
She knows Dan
If
Hong.
Lady Hycelins was still alive, I think she might be able to do that too.
Hycelins. I love the mem referencing old Dan Hong stuff. That's very, very cute. Like, it just feels weird. Again, I know what's happening here. I understand that it's a situation where, like, it's probably blocking us off because it's part of the world that wasn't there before. That doesn't change the fact that it feels weird when you get blocked off by an invisible wall, right? It's a weird feeling. That's another one of these puzzles here as well, isn't it? That I'm not very good at. Excuse me. Are you bad? No, come in. Are you sure? I've had people before say they're good, and I come in there and they attack me. Why would they ever do that? That makes sense, honestly. That's a good point. The gate's locked. Probably a good thing, because I'm bad. You're bad? I'm bad. Okay. So, look, see, we can... If we're honest with each other... Yeah, I know. Honesty is the best policy, you know what I mean? Laurel and Hardy, you know? Yeah, I get it. So, when I come back, we'll be off on the better foot, okay? Sure thing. What a nice lady. Okay. Where do I go now? Is there a way to, like... It seems like the switch might be up there, like, or something. Let's check. Like, is there a way to get over here from this way? Like, 'cause here we get blocked off, right? Yeah. Me when I glitch out the game. It just feels so strange. Wait, here, ascend. Ah, very cool, very, very cool. It's just uncanny, right? I think intentionally so, it's very uncanny.
You seem to be able to discern both the past.
Or maybe it's not
and the
intentional, I don't know, it could be a
future.
glitch still. Because it was a glitch last time, I'm not, all bets are off. So there's no switch, I thought maybe the switch would be in here or something, because I thought we'd be able to find the switch of some kind. Like, how do we get the chest up there even? Man, this, looking at it from here even at this place is awesome, right? It's so cool. It's so, so cool. What a great location. I just want to see something for a second. I'm gonna pick up this room. If I go over here, look at that. But then this disappears. Where am I? Huh. Kafka, get down. I like floating. Kafka, you're gonna get hurt. Floating is my job. I float for a living. Kafka, you know you do not float for a living. If Kafka told me she floated for a living, I ain't gonna tell her she ain't floating for a living, you know what I mean? If Kafka told me anything, to be honest, I could believe it. If we're being real. Ain't that right, Kafka? More of those, rejected souls, right?
Why isn't there a god yelling in the distance?
Yelling? Look at those swords.
Indeed, my downtrodden fellow. Your sorrow and joy are but means for me to amuse myself. I will at least derive some comfort. If all the tears that I had shed were determined by some mightier being above.
What?
It's you people.
It's you people? Wait, is this the people she knew from before in Idonia, maybe? Like the idea of like, oh, I'll find comfort if my tears are a part of the plan. That's what people believe in a lot of religions. It's like, if at least like if there's a meaning behind it in the end, you know, like then I'll get some comfort instead of finding comfort in different places, you know?
Oh, this place must have been a beautiful courtyard in the past.
You're so right, Mem. Look at that. Like the grass and all that. This would have been a glorious freaking place. What a peaceful day, they said. It's a real... Oh, the scene? Wait, what? Interesting. The garment maker being here. Some butterflies here as well. The moonlight is so beautiful, by the way. It's so gorgeous. Oh, there's the double moon. I was like, what are they talking about double moon? It's like eclipsing another moon. That's so sick. It's so sick, man. Who's this?
Please excuse me. I am but a scholar from a distant land who had the misfortune of falling into the River of Souls and turned into a member of the dead.
This place is just full of just like sorrow and death and...
This one seems to know that she's already dead.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was merely speculating.
Oh.
But it seems I was right.
That's so interesting, isn't it? The idea like she's out to speculate on her death. And she was right about her dying.
And you. I recognize you.
What?
You're the holy maiden of death from Idonia, right?
So she recognizes Casterus.
I'm sorry. I cannot bring you back to life. However, should you desire it, I can end your prolonged limbo.
I'm well aware of that. Even if you were able to revive me, I would never choose that option.
Never.
That's because I didn't fall into the River of Souls by accident. Instead, I leaped into it to seek my death.
Why?
If you could see the life I've led, then you would not reproach me so. My life...
That's so rough, man.
Was far too miserable.
That's so rough.
But I did not expect things to stay the same even in death. What a joke. In escaping my mortal life, I've entered a millennium of pain instead.
That's so horrible to even think about, right? The idea that like even in escaping her horrible life in real life, in her mortal life, in her living life, to now having to like experience pain forever anyway. So she's like saying no matter what, my life was miserable. Now I'm miserable afterwards as well.
Circe's above. What cowards humans are. For we fear
No.
both life and death simultaneously.
Please do not call yourself cowards. Life is terrifying. Death is terrifying.
I'm sorry. I'm also powerless to answer that question.
That stuff is terrifying. It's scary.
That's all right, Holy Maiden. At least you are able to respond to me. Please, grant me death. Circe's above. Does this count as thinking till the moment I die?
Wow. She seems free. I can't imagine what it'd feel like to roam around this void for centuries. It's such a dark thought of someone jumping into the Sea of Souls themselves because their life is so miserable, only to end up in limbo as well. It's like a cruel punishment. It's so cruel.
I have seen too many farewells.
It's so cruel.
Her distress is quite commonplace. There are those who will end their lives over what seems to be the smallest of worries.
Seems to be is the key word, right?
For some people, this power that I possess is a blessing rather than a curse.
They want to move on.
But I never managed to convince myself of that.
And Cassus, I love your love for life. I love your love for the idea of living and finding reasons to live. It's so beautiful.
Cass, are you still trying to create a world without death?
Yes, because when placed under time's vast scales, there is no worry in this world that cannot be solved.
You should chat with Don Hong about this.
This is a wish that I've held for almost a millennium. My mind might have changed once upon a time if people managed to strike up a friendship with me.
Right.
But I've never been more firm in my conviction. Now that I've learned about your near-death state,
Whoa.
it is my duty
Whoa.
to wipe death from the face of this
What a way to
world.
phrase it as well. It's my duty to wipe death from the face of this world. It's something that like I think is going to be such a touchy subject going forward, the idea of erasing death from this world, right? And you have like an interesting perspective where Casters definitely is someone who doesn't want anyone to die because she values life so much. She values the idea of people living so much. And now, like, the thing that made her sure of it was the idea of, like, Stella. I think, as I said, I think she was always on the edge of, like, trying to find this way to do things. She was always, like, ready to dive in headfirst into this removal of death from the world. But what really pushed her off the diving board and told her to go, or, like, and gave her that pat in the back to keep going, I think was the Philosopher's Stone mixed with learning Stell is dying. I think those two things just, like, that's it. She has the means and a bigger reason, and she's like, I'm doing this. I think it's so interesting, honestly. She's one of the most interesting characters in Honkai Star Rail, and honestly, as we always say, oh god, it's me, Bartholomew J. Jr. We always say it, but it's saying a lot. Look at this place; it's so gorgeous. You know what I mean? It's like she's so and when she says she's like really sure of her conviction, right? I totally understand what she's saying. It's one of those things where she's not trying to be rude. You know what I mean? When we say, hey, talk to Don Hong about this, he might give you some like perspective. She's not trying to be rude. It's just like sometimes you're so sure of this stuff and you talk about stuff for a while, like, and I know it's different, but you ever had someone in life like try to convince you of something where you're like, but I've already thought about this for years, you know what I mean? It's like, it can be very difficult because you come across as stubborn, but like if she's already thought about a lot of this for a while, but you know what? My mind is going places they shouldn't. Care to take a guess? Because you're Bartholos? Hand over the chest now. You're a cold one, not caring at all of your old pal Bartholos' state of mind. Alright then, let's fight. He's like, okay, fine, let's go. No problem.
Small fry.
Small fry. Small fry, eggs, bacon. What's wrong with me today? I think there's something wrong with me today, I guess.
Stand still. I hit the mark. Spend freely. Relax.
I almost forgot how to use adventuring. You have to get it up to 7, right, to get the big attack, right?
I'll take it all in.
Yeah.
Stand still.
Step out of it. What are you waiting for?
I wonder if he would betray his customers.
To betray my customers?
He would.
I charge extra.
Yeah. I knew it.
Where's the applause?
I honestly would love to see some sparks fly.
Let's see some sparks fly.
There we go. Wow. This game.
Good times never last.
Honestly, I need Kafka to say goodbye to this guy and say boom at the same time.
Time to say bye. Boom.
Perfect.
It's on me.
Styxia.
Relax.
The punches decide.
Did we win? There's something oddly satisfying when I get beaten up by when feeling empty inside. Whoa, dude, you need to like talk to someone. This used to be a magnificent city-state, right? But it's just with the turn of a cosmic wheel, it all vanished in a moment. This is maddening. The Netherrealm foul water is everywhere, making it impossible to find any real treasure here. So that's what this was all about. Your true identity is... What do you mean true identity? I'm Bartholus. You're someone who can inherit the Onyx power. You believe you're just a regular traveler of the living dead? What was the ancestors Aglia used to say? The world is a stack of recurring destinies. Truth is often less fair than trickery. Would they really talk so cohesive like that? Maybe not. It's been so long I can't remember things clearly anymore. But you're different, Stel. I don't forget such a fascinating name. Hee. I'll take this chest then if you don't mind. There, Bartholus. Thank you so much, there, love. Thank you. I guess we're going forward here now. Bartholus is always like such like side quest energy, honestly. You know what I mean? Anything over here? Oh, there's a ball. Is this the one you can hit? Okay. You think we can get the chest without fighting these guys? I'm just after the chest. Thank you. Guys, she got the chest and she's running. Kafka running from many enemies is very fun. Well, I guess she is like in a way she does run, but it's more like in a very cool fashion. She's very Phantom Thief in her own way, right? For sure. For true.
Wow. This place is so spacious. Is this the kingdom's vault?
What? Is that like a tail? It's time we use Ornyx's miracle?
That's fine and all, but we need to lay down some rules. We're not gonna return to the past to steal things.
Sure. That's Cipher's job, not us.
Do we need to enter that doorway to climb even higher? There seems to be a person. Oh, more like a soul guarding it.
I wonder if we can talk to him. Look at the lightning coming here as well.
But how should we get up there?
Yeah, look at this. It's like vines, like tentacles coming out of the ground. It's actually like very unnerving in a way. Very unnerving. Yeah. Guys, this will be where we end this video today. Because I know what we're going to now is going to be probably like a bigger dungeon. It's probably going to be something we have to like figure out, and then we're going to go forward and do all that stuff. But I'm pretty sure that like this is about to kick off in a way. I'm pretty sure we're about to kick off something crazy at the very least. We'll talk about everything that's happened in this video, and I think it's one of those things where like it won't be like a crazy big amount of stuff, but I still think it's going to be something we can talk about. I think there's like a lot of like deeper things happening here that is very interesting to me as well. And we had the introduction of Cipher, which is already huge, so we get to talk about Cipher as well and have a conversation about Cipher. But first we got to go to... Oh wait, can we leave here? I don't think so. We might not be able to leave here. So if I leave this doorway, I wonder we'll be able to leave. Is it just because we're in here? That's interesting, because I wonder how they would how they deal with that idea then. There it is. Okay, it's just because literally we're in there. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. That does make sense. You okay? Man, the fact that they just let this hang as a mystery for us for so long is crazy. When you really think about it, it's actually really nuts that they let this hang as a mystery. Really cool moments, huh? Really cool moments. Yeah, let's go talk about it. And then in the next video, I'm guessing we're going to be doing a bulk of like that Death Titan, the actual Death City stuff, I should say. Maybe finding the Death Titan. I'm not sure how this is going to go. But we do know that there are like remnants of Mightimos there as well, you know? So who knows how it's going to go. So, I really love the introduction of Cipher. I think that's one of the things that Honkai Star Rail does incredibly well all the time when it comes to its introduction of characters, is always make things instantly interesting and instantly like a burst of character, like a burst of personality. And even if like we don't understand them at the first leg of the race, we learn more about them as we go forward, and I think it's always like a really cool thing. Cipher set a little bit of a challenge for us, made us go through all these hoops to try and find, not that much, right? She just kind of to give us a little bit of a challenge, because again, it seems like she's the type of character that does enjoy like kind of like messing with people just for her own enjoyment, because I think that she's a character that enjoys life in her own way, and I think it's one of the reasons why she's kind of like going against the flame chase journey in a way. We learned that basically what's happening with Cipher is she was paid by Aglia to help Casterus go on this journey to find Styxia, to go to Styxia, because they can't really use, because she even said there, she's like, Trian is gone, right? We can't use Trian right now. We're kind of like, low on resources to be able to do this. And she paid Casterus, but Casterus made a bet with Aglia that she wouldn't go here. And in the end, she lost the bet because she tried to convince Casterus not to go. But the way that she convinced her really feel like it was like, both from a place of like very a comedic nature, but also very like, I don't know, personal feelings in a lot of ways too. Because we had, like, to me, like, there's so many interesting things about Cipher's personality already. There's so many things I'm looking at this character, I'm like, oh my god, this character is really incredible and really, really great at what they're doing with her. Having a character be so, like mischievous and funny and comedic, but then also having this hint of, like, oh, they have, like, a interesting perspective on the flame chase journey and life in general, too. And they also have a good friction with Aglia and the other characters that's always really fun to see. You can tell they love when they make someone else feel a little bit uncomfortable. You can tell they love when they make someone else, like, feel like a little bit like, oh, like, what are they thinking? Like, she loves that. She loves playing with people. She loves joking with people. She loves making people feel that way, which I think is, like, again, a funny character trait of hers. When you mix it with, like, I feel like there was, like, serious parts to her character. And in terms of the serious parts of her character, the way I see it is the prophecy that she was given. Again, I don't know the exact phrase in the prophecy, but it basically is like, you will hunt for big riches and die with nothing, basically. That's what it seems to me. Your ending will be with nothing. And to someone who lives their lives following riches and following gold and following all this stuff, I wonder if, like, I think, like, a lot of it would be very terrifying, but I also wonder if you're someone who's chasing riches, would that encourage you to chase more riches out of fear? Because if you're the prophecy says you will die with, like, less than, and, like, not, you'll die with, like, basically nothing, wouldn't then you try your damned hardest to gain as much treasure and money as possible? You know what I mean? Because then, like, the prophecy can never come true, right? If someone says to me, like, you will die eating an ice cream, I'm never going to eat an ice cream. You know what I mean? If I believed in prophecies, or you're going to die if you have less than 12 ice creams, I'm making sure you have 12 ice creams every single time. So it's like, if you're going to die with less than, in a literal sense, maybe it might be, again, I think it's more spiritual than it is literal. But I think that maybe if you're thinking as a character in a literal sense that you want to avoid dying and avoid this prophecy, you're going to hunt for riches as much as possible. So there is that fear there she clearly has of the flame chase journey, I think, because of that prophecy. And they see her as running, right? I think Casterus mentioned something like that, Aglia mentioned something like that, the idea of running away from this prophecy, hiding from this prophecy. But you hear Cipher's words, and I love the way they have characters like an Aglis or Cipher who have, like, kind of an opposition to the flame chase journey in some way, shape, or form at different levels. Cipher as a character very clearly sees this as a journey of death, as the opposite of enjoying life. She even tries to convince Casterus later that she should enjoy her life more, she should live for herself more. And I think that comes from the idea of, like, what she's doing. She's trying to live life and enjoy life and be happy with life, while she sees Casterus as someone who's not in exactly, like, doing anything for her own self, right? And that's true. Casterus is constantly living for other people, I feel like. And anything's like, because she rarely, like, even when we talk to her, she's always thinking about, oh, I should get this for someone else, I should get this gift for people. I think in some ways it's so, like, poignant and important that Cipher stole the gift that Casterus was going to give to other people, because that to me is like saying, like, like, it puts emphasis on the idea of the gift. You're giving these other people stuff, but, like, what do you give for yourself? What do you give to you? I know that's not exactly what she meant, but it's definitely pointing towards the idea of the gift as well, right? Oh, this is a lovely gift, But we also see with Cipher that, like, she's not just this character who, like, as she sees the idea of the Flame Chase journey as a journey of death. She talks about them as martyrs and, like, how, like, Aglia was going to send us to death as well. But I also think that she does have a care for people, too. She's not heartless. She's not just a mischievous person who doesn't care about people. One of the most interesting things that happens here is when Aglia mentions Trian, right? She stops. She's no longer doing the mischievous, ooh, smile, look, I'm a cat, woo. She's no longer doing that. She's now turned to, like, she kind of like turns to Aglia and has like a bit of a, oh, you know, because it is like a thing that stops in your tracks, and only heartless people would not care about that. And obviously she's aware of Trian, and in that moment she's kind of like, okay, Jesus, like, this is serious, right? This is a serious thing. And then also, you know, I noticed as well when Casterus was going to give her life savings, she kind of like anti-haggled Casterus into only giving her like 80% of her savings because, again, she understands the value of living a life, you know, the idea of like live for yourself in some ways. And I think that like you see this with like when you with Casterus and the money things, it's like, I want you to at least have 20% so you can live your life. I'm not saying it's out of kindness, right? Taking 80% of someone's money, but like it is definitely a thing where she could have taken 100% and Casterus would have given it to her, because again, Casterus can't haggle for her own life. If you said, Casterus, haggle right now to this person, and if you haggle properly, you will get like a prize of grand magnitude. She's never getting that prize. You know what I mean? She's never getting that prize. If Cipher said, yeah, I'll take that 100%, she would have given the 100%. It's just very like interesting to me that like Cipher, like 100% is out for herself. 100% has her own mischievous way of doing things, but you can tell also still has like this care for life and wants Casterus to kind of open her eyes to life. And it's so interesting that like I feel like Anaxagoras wants Casterus and the world to open their eyes to the idea of the Flame Chase journey and the Titans, you know, and the truth behind them. Cipher wants, in my view, wants Casterus to open up her eyes to like caring about her own life and the way she lives it too. That's my perception. It could change as time goes on. That's the way things go, right? But I think it's a really interesting thing, like the character dynamic there. But my interpretation of Cipher so far is that she's like a very mischievous character, very cunning. She's very self-serving, but she also has like a heart at the core of all that. And I think that's one thing I love about Amphoreus. Amphoreus is scary, it's terrifying, it's grand, it's epic, it's massive, but there's a heart at the core of everything, and every character has a heart at the core of something that you can understand. And it's super interesting to like look at it that way for me. I love it. I love seeing Cipher. And yeah, the introduction of Cipher in terms of design, the voice acting was incredible. Like all the stuff is really, really great. I really, really love the introduction of Cipher. She took us to Styxia, and Styxia is one of the most terrifying places ever. It's like a really well designed location with this droning voices overhead with this like very terrifying music, almost feels like Crypt Keeper music. There's a terrifying like magnitude to this place in color with the moon hanging overhead. It's all this stuff that really feels very like suffocating in some ways and terrifying. And it's really hard to like really like express like how scary this really is. But it is terrifying. It is a truly terrifying experience. And like it has such a presence to it. And when we get here, it's one of those things that like it's such a cool thing. Cipher like gets us there in a split second, and like, you know, does this really funny mischievous thing where she's like, you know, like, and playful thing where she is able to grab us and stop us from moving. It's a very fun moment. But we learn in Styxia like that there is like a rejection of death here, right? Before that we learned about the idea of like the selling of the idea of death from the Idonians to the people of Styxia, right? Through that letter, the idea that there is like a selling of the idea that death, like the idea of death for the Idonians was like basically like it makes us enjoy life more. It makes us care about the little milestones more, our anniversaries, our birthdays, our confirmations, our, you know, our goodbyes, our good nights. All these things are more important because of death, and that's the way it was sold to it. But there is a rejection of death here that seems to be from the River of Souls. Thanatos rejecting people from dying, and that has made like a bunch of souls and lives linger on here within Styxia. And it's very hard to see because these people are kind of living in like this moment like before their death, like these final situations, whether it be the person talking about someone coming back for the shield, or these two kids waiting for their mother to come back. A philosopher who ended their own life because they couldn't handle the idea of living on, only to realize their limbo was even more eternally horrifying. It's like such a like, and she said it there as well. It's such an interesting phrasing. Like, we humans are afraid of death, but we also fear life for what it can be as well. And I think it's such an accurate description of a lot of things, because life can be terrifying, but death is also the unknown and scary too. Really, really scary, really terrifying stuff, and really well done stuff as well, I think, in my opinion. But yeah, this lingering death, the rejection of the souls from the River of Souls, it means that there is like a first of all, there is like a rejection. First of all, they can reject the idea of people passing on the results. They should have passed by now. For some reason, they are rejecting them. But also that because of this, there are remnants of souls here. But the way they described it, I'm not sure if it's remnants of soul, if he was actually here or what's happening. But since Midemost was thrown into the River Souls, that means Midemost could still be here. Midemost, I don't know if it's a remnant, I don't know if it's actually him, but there was dead Black Tide soldiers there, so that could possibly be him just passing through here, just like still destroying things here in this world. We also learned that they saw death as a plague, like these centurions, these soldiers. So like maybe when death was brought here, they saw it as like some sort of like plague in some way. But it's there we learned about the idea that this dragon, this story of the dragon, may be a true thing. We weren't able to confirm it, but there was like a dragon of death. And when we asked about the princess and the queen, we didn't get an answer because, of course, he's not just an open forum. He's just kind of like his own personality right before he died. So it's super interesting to have like a perspective on that from like this book we read before, that this all could turn out to be possibly true. And I think that's honestly like a really... We knew it was going to come back up, right? We said this. We said there's no way they're saying this for the sake of it. There's no way they're talking about this dragon and the story over and over again for the sake of it. But we thought it could have been a spiritual thing. Again, it could be literal whenever they do that stuff. But I thought in terms of spiritual stuff, it could be a thing where like they could relate to it. They could relate to the idea of the dragon. I thought it was going to be like Casterus like relates to the idea of like the dragon story or the princess's story or whatever, or the rebirth or whatever, of the princess in some ways, right? But we know that there is some hints that story could be more than just a fable. We also saw Casterus assume the role of that she had kind of like in Idonia as well, of like bringing souls back, like ferrying them on and past this world as well. And you can tell this weighs so heavily on her mind, because even she called herself the Maiden of War at one point. It's not easy for her. It's not easy for her to like have that perspective in this world of like, or to have this view of this world that she loves life so much, and have to also like, end people's lives too. But she sees it as, I think, ending people's suffering. But it's very like interesting to see her like having to like adapt to the situation once again, and honestly very difficult as like a person who loves Casterus. But you can see just how strong she really is as a person. She's amazingly strong. Even if all this stuff seems to be tearing her apart on the inside 110%, you can see in her face like how horrible this is, honestly. It's a really, really suffocating location when you see all these souls here, and it feels like everything's trapped. It feels like everything's in limbo. It feels like nothing's moving forward. It feels like life isn't breathing anew into this world. It's really scary in that sense, in my view. We also got to see Casterus's introduction to Aglia, and we learned that basically the Council of Elders used or wanted to use Casterus as a way to infiltrate the Flame Chase journey and corrupt Aglia, because they have this view of Aglia that she would use the Executioner as this power of execution as a way to like get what she wanted, and in that way they could like take her out of office basically and change public opinion of that. And that's what's like so underhanded to me. But again, as we said, to me this shows the Council of Elders does not know who Aglia is, does not understand who Aglia is. Because we as people, like we as fans of Aglia, and we know Aglia, we know that she's not the type of person that's just going to lay down and like let this type of stuff happen. We know she's not the type of person who, would accept this type of like power to execute people. And I think that's what's so interesting about it too, is that like if you told me would she accept this, I would say no. But yeah, she more welcomed Casterus in and just trusted her from the start. And that's probably why Casterus, in a lot of ways, like, again, we know why people are so indebted to Aglia. Like, we see it all the time. We heard about, and that's what I love about Honkai Star Rail. They told us about it at first by having all these people follow Aglia, right? But then over time, they showed us in more and more and more and more and more. We're like, yeah, it makes sense. What they said makes perfect sense. Having someone, like, take you in, trust you, give you a whole new purpose, care for you, all this stuff, and feeling like they cared for you is a huge deal, especially if you're someone who has been used as a pawn your whole entire life. You were used as an executioner by the Idonians. The Council of Elders took you in and then sent you over to Aglia in a way to kind of be like, as a pawn, to corrupt her and to make her seem corrupted to the people as well. But in a way, like, they actually just like send Castris into her arms, you know? Castris became almost like a daughter to her. And that's why Aglia is so powerful to me, right? That's why she's such a powerful character, is that there are characters that would have taken this. Like, 100%, there's so many people that would have... If you got the power of execution on your side and death on your side, hell yeah, I can use this for anything I want. But instead, she was like, no, I'm going to take Castris in. I'm going to give her a place to be. And it meant so much more in the end to Castris and to Aglia, because they have this relationship that's so beautiful. And it really is like a really powerful thing to me. It's powerful as heck. It's super powerful. Yeah, and just a great showcase of the Council of Elders' corruption, but then also why Castris follows Aglia, which you already knew why she followed Aglia so much, but we can see here as well that she has so much care for Castris and she has so much care for Aglia, and she's so grateful for what she did for her in that moment.
Will you be joining us? Then it's settled.
But yeah, there is like a beautiful... I say beautiful because it's obviously a horrible, crazy place, but it's beautiful in a sense too that it has such a gothic charm to the location we're in. As I said, the music is really terrifying and the place feels claustrophobic in a way. But as I said, like, art isn't always supposed to make us feel good, you know what I mean? And again, I want to make it clear, if you're someone who needs art to make you feel good all the time, go for it. I'm not opposed to that. But for me, I don't need art all the time to like make me feel good. I want art to sometimes make me feel sad, you know, make me feel bad. In this sense, when I go to this place, there's a stifling feeling to it. Yes, there's like really beautiful aspects to it. I love the gothic nature of it. I love the purple lighting, the two moons. The music overhead is terrifying, but it's still such a great ambiance to this location. But that doesn't change the fact that, like, intentionally, I think it's trying to make me feel the way I feel, which is, holy hell, I feel like this, I can't breathe in this place. I feel like it's like time has stopped, but not in a literal sense, but in like more of a spiritual sense. It is a terrifying idea, honestly. And now we're trying to find the Death Titan here. We have motivations here from Castris, as you've seen. Like, her motivations are clear. Like, I have to save you, and I have to be able to put a stop to this idea of death. Do we agree with it? Are we going to see more as we go forward, what we agree on this and what we don't agree on this? But I think it's going to be really interesting to see exactly where this story goes with this. And we're going to be heading more into this area and more into this location. But what's very clear here is that there's going to be more pain ahead, I think. And there's going to be more stifling feelings and more stifling locations. That's what I see anyway. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks so much for supporting me all the time. And honestly, it's amazing. It's so amazing seeing you guys come out and watch these videos. It really is. It means the world to me. And hearing your guys' thoughts, reading your guys' comments, you know, responding to comments when I can, it's always awesome. And also, if you want to get these videos early, this video came out on Tuesday this week, so you can get this video early, and next week it'll come out obviously on Monday. It's like changes every week depending on Rome Reacts weeks, but it's the $1.50 or €1 tier. It's the lowest tier on Patreon, and you get these videos early on the Patreon or on the YouTube members tab as well. The YouTube members tab is down below. If that's easier for you, it's 100%. Go for that as well. It's sometimes some people find it easier. Some people find Patreon better. Some people find YouTube members better. If you find none of these better, if you're like, I don't want any of these, that's good too. It's fine. It's no problem. If you want your name coming across in the credits as they are now, that is the €10 tier. The €10 or whatever it is in your currency tier, and you get your name in every single video at the end of the credits. And if you want your name read out at the end of every video verbally as a shout out, that will be a €15 tier or whatever it is in your currency. And then I will actually get those names up right now and we'll read them out too, which I cannot wait to read out as well for all of you here. Thank you to, a very big thank you to, for being at this highest tier, Ty Pharaoh 2, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicitas Felix, Yuled, Anusta, Yasassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, High Kasperian, Jared Beanham, Neo Showerite, brand new patron at the highest tier. Thank you so much, Leah200, for joining at the highest tier, and also a patron who raised their Patreon from the €10 tier to the highest tier. Thank you so much, Malcolm Kunde, for joining as well. Thank you guys for joining. It means the world to me. Leah200, thank you for joining. Malcolm Kunde, thank you for upgrading. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. And at the highest tier of my YouTube, Roy Grimma7, Blasco, and Lucinagi. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you very soon.